All praises to Ahaya, Ashur Ahaya, Bahashem, Yeshaya, Walk. This is Shabar Israel, and this is just a prophecy rewind concerning the Exodus Reloaded Part 2. About a year ago, the Most High had me do a series of the Exodus Reloaded all the way to Part 4. There was a 4-part video that he showed me visions and dreams, prophetic visions and dreams. I am a prophetess, according to Numbers 12 and 6. And he stopped by a couple of days ago and told me to prophesy that it was time. In the Exodus Reloaded Part 2, the Most High told me that it was time, as I was introducing myself as Prophetess Shabar. Yes, to the Hebrew first and to the Gentiles, there are prophetess in the Bible, not just Deborah, who was a judge. You have Anna and several more, Mary Magdalene, Miriam, and others, according to the book of Acts. They are just not recognized. Pharisees, Sadducees, scribes, and Sanhedrin will never tell you this. And they are about to receive a disturbing wake-up call because they think they're going to make it out of here when these bombs drop, and it's going to be a sad sight because the righteous is going to be scarcely saved. So, to the Pharisees, scribes, and Sanhedrin, false prophets, false prophetess, and disciple, answer me. According to the book of Acts 2:17, and the rest of the scriptures concerning female prophetess. Nevertheless, I am fulfilling Genesis 49 and 19. A troop shall overcome Gad, and he shall overcome in the end. And I will insert that video within this video, where you can view it for yourself, for the time is at hand. And the Most High, he stops by almost daily now. And in that particular vision, he planted my feet on the Egyptian sea. We were taken out of here in white, and the Messiah was leading me. I could not physically see him, but I talk with Allah every day, and I know their presence. And he was leading me out of here, and I was leading the people as he was leading me, because he is my head. They are my head, the Most High, the Son, and the Spirit, not flesh and blood. So, with that being said, he told me that you have about a 4-month window now, and time is very short. Time is winding down. Pharisees, scribes, Sanhedrin, false prophets, false prophetess, false apostles, false everything will not tell you these things because they think they have authority. But this is why Yeshaya came. They have no authority. They have no power. We are covered by the blood of Yeshaya, the King of Israel. And listen to the words that he has given his prophetess in these last days, that is fulfilling the scriptures of Genesis 49 and 19. Time is very short here in the west. Time is very short in the east. For as lightning cometh out of the east unto the west. You have about a 4-month window till destruction hits the east and the west. Chicago will be the first to fall, and Jamestown, Virginia, the last standing. When you shall see Syria fall, you shall see Chicago fall, as the Most High has told me and showed me. And as always, watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. And for those who refuse to take part in the tree of life, and to drink from the fountains of living water, let them be unjust still. And the bride say, Come, Yeshaya come, thy kingdom come. Amen. I know we don't have long here. I know we don't. Forgive me, but while I have you here, this visitation, I don't know if you're going to answer me, but
concerning these 4 months that we have left. Does that include our deliverance? So we only have 4 months left here? We only have 4 months left here. Is this when you planted my feet on the Egyptian sea and you smit it 7 ways? That's going to happen in the next 4 months? He's speaking. Loud and clear. The Most High says it's going to happen in the next 4 months. I don't know the day nor the hour. I know. But it's going to happen. He's just said it. It's going to happen. Listen at that.
This is the Exodus Reloaded, Part 2. I am Shabar Israel, and after the young boy questioned me about my appearance inside his house, the scene changed. And if you watch the Exodus Part 1, the 2 unfinished houses represented the tribes of Judah and Israel. And these houses were unfinished, and they were repaired, if you will, finished by the carpenter's son, none other than the Messiah. And these houses have been repaired or breached with the blood of the Messiah, Yeshua, the anointed. For they are no longer 2 nations in the spirit of the Most High. They are joined by the death, burial, and resurrection of Yeshua, the Messiah, which is the foundation of the whole house of Israel. Furthermore, when the scene changed, I appeared on top of a tall building, and there were many people there, and we were in our beds. I thought this was kind of puzzling as to why would so many people be on top of a high building in their beds. But this is the second time that this has happened, that I have appeared in my bed, raising up out of it. If you will watch my Ships of Tarshish 1 and 2 videos, you will see the same occurrence as it preludes to the second Exodus. Likewise, I raised up out of my bed, and I had to introduce myself to the people that were around me, and they were Hebrew Israelites. After I introduced myself, I prophesied and I told the people that were there that Chicago would be the first to fall. And after I did this, a huge dark hand, shadow-like figure came and stretched out over the city of Chicago. So the high building that we were in was in the city of Chicago. Immediately, in a blink of an eye, the scene changed, and that will be part 3 for the next video. I received wisdom, instruction, and understanding concerning this vision of part 2 of the Exodus Reloaded. I will be reading from 2nd Ezra, the book of Luke, and the book of Jeremiah. I encourage you to read the whole chapters of these books. I'm just going to get straight to the point of what I was shown and what is at hand. And it reads, "Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundations of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment, for Ahijah shall bring upon it. This is 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, verses 10 through 12. If you proceed to keep reading, like I stated earlier, read the whole chapter. It tells us that the Most High's people will be destroyed, the sinners, all that break the Most High's commandments. He will give them over to the slaughter. And it talks about the blood that is crying out to the Most High. And folks, it's not the blood crying out in Chicago every day. The Most High is not the author of confusion. Plagues are about to be against the whole house of Israel, because judgment begins at the house of the Most High, as it states in Peter 4:12 through 17. In the book of Job, it tells us that the Most High gives instruction upon the bed when we are slumber. And this is how I receive many of my dreams and visions. Also, in the book of Psalms, it states 4:4, stand in awe and sin not. Commune with your own heart upon your bed and be still. Selah. And this brings me to my next point about me appearing to rise out of my bed in these visions. And it reads, I tell you, in that night there shall be two men in one bed, the one shall be taken, and the other shall be left. Two women shall be grinding together, the one shall be taken, and the other left. Two men shall be in the field, the one shall be taken, and the other left. And they answered and said unto him, Where, Lord? And he said unto them, Wheresoever the body is, thither will the eagles be gathered together. Now this phrase is often associated with the rapture, and the Messiah is telling you that the one that is taken is going to the eagles. Now, in this particular vision, the one that is taken to safety is Israel going through the fire and being saved out of it. And the one left behind will be destroyed. This is in reference to those who are sinning against the Most High. You got two men, one that is focusing on the Most High and keeping his commandment. You have one that is not keeping the commandment. It also states in Psalms, the 63rd chapter, the 6th verse, when I remember you upon my bed and meditate on you in the night watches. The bed represents those that are not trespassing against the Most High and keeping his commandments. It also represents being in bed, if you will, with the world, or being in bed with the Most High. For as it tells us in the book of John, ye are in the world, but not of the world. This is a metaphor. Those serving the Most High and those who are lying down in their sins and in the world. It is also literal, because there is going to be an Exodus reloaded, and there are going to be those taken, and there is going to be those that are left behind. The Bible does speak of Jacob going through this fire, but being saved out of it. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Most High, that it shall no more be said that the Lord liveth and brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, but the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north and from all the lands whither he had driven them. And I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. Behold, I will bring them from the north country and gather them from the coast of the earth, and with them the blind and the lame, the woman with child, and her that travaileth with child. A great company shall return. They shall come with weeping, and with supplications will I lead them. I will cause them to walk by the rivers of waters in a straight way, wherein they shall not stumble. For I am a father to Israel, and Ephraim is my firstborn. So far, we have the restoration of the house of Israel through the Messiah, Son of the Most High, with spirit and by flesh and blood, the carpenter's son. He has repaired the breaches thereof, and we have the city of Chicago that will be the first to fall upon the judgment of the Most High. And you have none other than myself, Shabar Yasharella, that will be introduced soon to the Most High's people, for men have fallen away from the Most High. They are paid for hire. They are walking after their own lust, and they are receding back into the seats of the Sadducees and Pharisees due to positions. The Most High called a woman in these last days, so be it. I am blessed. I thank the Most High through his son for choosing me. For Yeshua said, I chose you first. And so I am going to finish. I am going to continue on until I have my reward, until I hear the Most High say, servant well done. I am telling you, house of Israel, that the time is upon us. And if the men of Israel refuse to tell you, well, I'm the servant of the Most High, and I'm telling you, the time is at hand. You do not want to be one of those that are following man, and especially a man that is threatened, like the Pharisees and Sadducees, that said the Most High. These people, these men will have their reward. For the Most High said that he will bring them out of the land, but they shall not enter into the land of Israel. Like the book of Isaiah states, are your arms long enough to reach to heaven to chastise the Most High for choosing a woman? I don't think so. And as I come to a close, you have, last but not least, when the scene changed, that is for part 3 of the next video. Chicago will be the first to fall. I am Shabar Yasharala. You will get to know me soon. And as always, watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. And for those who refuse to take part in the tree of life and drink from the fountains of living water, let them be unjust still. And the bride say, Yeshua, thy kingdom come. Amen.